Now we are discussing about further in the JavaScripting. We are discuss about the loops. So looping statement in JavaScripts are used to execute the same block of code that we have specified a number of times. So loops. When you write a code, you want to same block of code to run a number of times. You can use a looping statement in your code. So in JavaScript, we are using the three types of loops: while, do while, and for loops. While loop through a block of code while condition is true. So when we are discussing about the do while loops, loop through a block of code once, it repeats the loop while a condition is true or a false. So for a for loop, it runs a statement in a specified number of times in the beginning. So increment and decrement is also considering so that the loops can be executed further. You have to see the syntax of a do while conditions. Here you can execute a code. The condition is specified here. So either the code is true or a false. It executes once times. So if you are writing any statement here, it is executed. But when it will check a condition, then it is exit. If it is a false, then exit. Otherwise, it will execute it further. So in a for loop, we execute a block of code specified number of times. We are moving toward a guidelines that we are mentioning in a JavaScript is a case sensitive. Though the function name my function is not same as my function, therefore watch your capitalization when you create or call a variables. So symbols, open symbols like this is a symbols various must have a matching closing symbols like this. So white space we are using white space. So JavaScript ignores extra spaces. You can add white spaces to your scripts to make it readable. So these lines are equivalent, like you have to mention these things in a inverted quotes. Pick up a code lines. So whenever we need a backup any code, we are mentioning here this text strings. Within the text string, this type of backslash. If you're mentioning a backslash, then it's whenever you run a programs, you mention backslash inside here. So you will see a output result in the output. While inserting a special character, you are using ampersand, you are using this inverted quotes and slash, backslash. So these are all strings we have to use, and the output should be look like the something like that. This one. Objects. These are attributes and methods. In the many predefined objects, the types of objects we are using like a object name, attribute names. So we are mentioning a methods name also in it. The document object, many attributes of the current document are available via document objects like a title, URL, forms, color, refers, image, links. These are various we are mentioning here document methods. We are writing here a document.write. That should be a print statement and that should be displayed on your screen. So whenever you are writing a write.ln and a function document.write.ln, it's add a new line after printing. So you are writing here a document.write, my title is plus document.title, which you want to insert. For example, you are considering a title, you are writing about a JavaScript programs in which you are mentioning a title, head, you're closing a head and the body, you are mentioning a body, you are using a headers, and then you're scripting. So in a scripting, you are writing a document dot title. So it will show you a title, navigator subjects that represent the browser read-only attributes like app name, your versions, your platform. Navigator, for example, suppose if you are writing a Navigator app name, so you are using a Microsoft Internet Explorer. This is a command. So whenever you write a document.write ln, means next lines you have to see this page require. Let's skip navigators. Window object, you can represent a current window. So there are possible many objects of type windows, that is a predefined objects, or might be your current objects. So whenever you assess or control a number of properties including a position and the size, we are writing the various attributes of windows that we have to use, like a document, name, status. So these are various methods of windows. Alert. This is a message display on your screen. A dialog box appears in the center of the screen. Close is itself a function. Prompt. Move to open, scroll, resize, may move by, scroll to resize. These are various functions we have to use in a methods. So most popular in these days we are using a alert. That's a very common. Yeah, everybody uses it whenever we discuss about a math object. So let's talk about a mathematical function constant. So whenever you constants using, you mention a maths dot pi. That's a that's helps you like a maths dot apps for absolute values, log function, PowerPoint, square root, sen, max, random. These and many more functions are available. These are various methods that we are. For example, we are considering one example like you are entering an integer between 1 and a 6. So you are using a function x. You are using a math.random. It will take a random number, right? So you can convert the range 0 to 6.0. So here you are mentioning x is equal to this symbol denotes a multiply 6. So add 1 and convert into integers. So it will return a certain value. So what's the value you have use and try it many times. So arrays. Why we are using arrays? So what is the benefit of using arrays? That is a major questions. So whenever we are using about arrays, similarities as we are studying in a C, C++, even in a Java, the arrays. So we are mentioning a common names and we are defining a size in it. So we call it as a indexings in arrays that start from a zero. So whenever you're writing a zero, it's begin from zero. If we are using an array one, it means first value is zero, start from zero, and a one itself means a null values. So these are syntax we are mentioning here. There is a difference between new stuffs. So array can grow dynamically. Just add new elements at the end. So array can have holes, elements that have no values. Array elements can be anything, strings. So while using a new operator, as we are using in a Java similar way, we are using a new arrays and mentioning a size. Suppose here we are mentioning a 10. So with the new operator, we initialize the set of values like new arrays 18, height 22. So these are various we are mentioning here. We also use a loops in it. So in a loop, we are using a for loop. So this I is equal to 0 means we are initialized from 0 and a dot length mentioning an array. This is an array of, and we are setting a size and increment operator means continuous increment from starting from the 0 to further. Similar, we are writing another way we are writing a for loop is like it will execute from J to A. This is the document and write. So colors, another example of arrays. So we blue, green, yellow. These are one-dimensional arrays in which we are mentioning a predefined values in it. So we are using a window dot prompt, enter a number and a color display. So arrays of arrays means in a JavaScript does not support two-dimensional arrays, but each array element can be an arrays. So syntax look like a C++. No further changes in it in JavaScripting. So we are mentioning here this type of 1 to 3 is the first part of, then second, then this is the third, then we are executing from starting from 0 and 3. It means it is executing from 0 to 3. It means it's executed 0, 1, 2, and in a 3 when the condition is unsatisfied this is false, then it is exit. So similar way, it enter into a Z, then it's executed 3 times. So 3 into 3, it's a 9 time execution, and every time we are using a increment operators. So it will entering a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is 9 time. So this is a very clear-cut conditions from while we are seeing a for loops, it execution is maximum number of time is 9. So now we are considering about a date. The date object is used to work with dates. So we are using a date, d is a variable and creating a, this a variable d new dates. So we are using millisecond date string. These all are used while using a dates. All these parameters we are executing with the help of dates, and as we are doing in a last in a scripting tool, we are using a date of the system in which we are mentioning a hours. So whenever using a hours, we are creating a lot of programs. So you can do further with the help of milliseconds program, you can create it. Various references